Artist. Right now, I am going to decorate my owl. So I have my clay owl that we learned how to attach some pieces using some water, or sometimes I like to call it clay glue because the water makes the clay stick together like glue would. And we added two spheres for eyes, and now we get to carve away some really cool decorations to finish up our owl. So I do have some tools here. If you don't have these available, you can use all sorts of other things. You can use an old pencil, you can use a toothpick, you can use a lot of different things to carve out or subtract from your owl. So let me start with this tool, and I definitely want to make a little beak for my owl. So I'm going to go in and I'm making an upside down triangle just like this, and I might carve away a little bit of that. So when I start to carve away, I want to take all that extra clay out of the tool. And you want to be very careful and take away just a little bit at a time. If it starts to look a little messy, I'll just get a little dot on my water. Tiny, tiny bit. You don't want it too wet. And that cleans up your clay just a little bit. All right, since I subtracted or took away a nice upside down triangle for the nose, I can make some other decorations. What I'm going to do for the eyes is I'm going to take this tool, and again, you can use really anything that you have. You can get creative with the tools that you use. Just know that these tools will get covered in clay, so make sure it's something that you're not going to use for anything else. Because the clay does get a little messy. So I made a couple little holes. I subtracted some of that clay out of my spheres to make holes for the eyes. Then you can go in and you can make maybe some feathers for the wings. And I'm just kind of making it's like a capital letter J. And I'm just going to make a few of those. Great. And this one on this side is kind of like a backwards J. But I'm kind of making that shape for the feathers on the wings. You can make them however you'd like. We're just adding a little bit of texture. And we're subtracting some of this clay. And if you have any extra that kind of sticks up or comes off, just make sure you wipe it clean. And maybe the last thing I'll do is add some designs in here on the belly area. We talked about lines a while ago, so maybe I'll do some of the different lines that I learned, like wavy lines. Maybe I'll do a couple of wavy lines in there. And subtracting that clay out. You can do some straight lines. You could do a dotted line. However you would like to decorate this owl is completely up to you. Now I'm just going to go in and just really make this upside down triangle for the beak stick out just a little more by carving in and subtracting some of this clay. If you want to add anything else, I might just do a couple lines at the top. That might be like some of the owl's feathers sticking up, maybe just a little bit. Make this fun and make it your own. Now you're going to make sure that you put it on a spot with your name on it so we know it's yours. You might even want to write your name on the back with one of the tools. Careful not to press through all the way. I'm just going to put Ms. P. Your teacher might tell you to put it in a certain spot so they know it's yours. They might have you carve your name to the back. They might have you put a number or something like that. Just ask your teacher how we're going to make sure that we know it's yours so that when it comes back and it's fired and it's ready to glaze or put the special paint on it, then we know it's yours and then it doesn't get lost. All right, so this is my clay owl all done. I want to make sure I put that aside so it dries and that your teacher is able to fire it and make it hard like a rock. And I am so excited to see how these turn out. Good job, everyone.